Hey, it is your buddy, Peace and Harmony, with you here today. Much love going out to the Empowered Harmonizers. And I want to give a huge shout out to those of you who have recently donated and contributed to the channel. Thank you so much for your efforts and your contribution. It really does help signify to me that the content that we're providing is innovative, unique, and results oriented and creating a lasting positive change in your life. That is the whole goal of the channel. And thank you so much for keeping this channel alive. If I have made a positive influence in your life, you are absolutely welcome to tithe or donate to the channel. We do have a PayPal donate now button here on the homepage. It's just a tiny button right in the right hand corner. So you can absolutely positively do that. Your donations are welcome. And I am also excited for you to share your story here. So for those of you who have been going through things on sort of a quiet desperation, please do share here in the privacy of these videos that we discuss here on the Peace and Harmony channel. So thank you so much. And I want to zoom in and focus in right now in a personality disorder, the covert narcissist, and go into really what I feel is the quiet indiscipline or the quiet disobedience, the quiet lack of discipline that goes with a covert narcissist personality because of their sort of under the radar sense of detection. In other words, their feeling of entitlement and lack of empathy creates a quiet disobedience or like a quiet rebellion in relationships that tend to be very destructive. It's like the silent killer. It is the deficit of empathy and the lack of engagement in relationships that is so destructive. And this creates a really deep and profound setting in of negativity into the psychological processes of those who are around them. In other words, as we've discussed here on the topic of neuroscience, quantum physics, quantum healing, and neurobiology, we know that there are three brains. There is the reptilian brain, the limbic brain, and the prefrontal cortex, all which have developed and are existing over time. And it is that older brain, the reptilian brain, and the limbic brain, which are initiated in the fight or flight response. In other words, the feeling of fear, like something is not right, something could be dangerous, or something I am detecting is off in this relationship, so I best be on guard. So with that, within a covert narcissist relationship, it's that sneaky, icky feeling that something is wrong. And you can't put a finger on it, you can't see it, you can't really know it, but you just have an undergirding feeling of uncertainty. And it's that feeling of uncertainty which perpetuates a deep feeling of fear, and yet a feeling that you want to resolve or help or be at the beck and call of this narcissist. So hence, the covert cycle is created and then perpetuated in those lower parts of the subconscious mind, which really run 95% of the human being. It's really felt that only 2 to 3, perhaps even 5% of interaction and knowledge is made consciously available. In other words, most of your life is run by the subconscious mind, yet that's where the remedy, that's where the solution is. So we really need to understand that, especially when we talk about the covert narcissist and the quiet indiscipline that is exercised in these relationships. Once again, it's not what they do, it's what they don't do. It's not what they say, it's what they don't say. It's not what they express, it's what they don't express. So it becomes really embedded in the subconscious mind that you feel like something is not right. And then this, if you are not receiving that acknowledgement, that validation, that life-giving energy, which is the satisfaction of your healthy narcissistic needs. Abraham Maslow, the hierarchy of needs. Eric Erikson, the childhood developmental stages. All these are formatted, and you can see either the developmental arrest or the developmental success where those needs are being met. So you can become stuck, blocked, or very fixated in a relationship with a covert narcissist because of this quiet indiscipline. You don't have those love, that nurturing need met. You don't have that warm feeling. It's like a quiet indifference. It's a quiet indiscipline, meaning a lack of discipline or lack of positive regard that is created in the relationship. So people feel like there's kind of a chaos. There's too much room for error and too much room for loss in this relationship. And when we talk about discipline, and if we look at any master of business, any architect, any success in movements, activism, Martin Luther King, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, whoever you really kind of think as the top of their A game, any sort of incredible athlete, your Michael Jordan, your Dave Beckenworth, that wonderful soccer player. Is that his name? I probably have his name wrong, but the image holds true. The image holds true in your subconscious mind more than the word. So you must understand a little bit of knowledge of how the subconscious mind works when we talk about winning psychology, winning neurobiology, neurophysics, and quantum field healing. Because the subconscious mind remembers images, and within that image, a whole bunch of stuff is saved or categorized, much like the Dewey Decimal System. In other words, if you were to go to the library and see like the shelves of the 600, a lot of you will pick up an image right now of what that shelf looks like in your local library, where you've been. Remember when you were in the old card catalog back in the day when you'd have those index cards that you thumb through, pull it out. I'm showing my age, but I'm proud to share with you how important that tactile experience was. And furthermore, how important discipline is in having tangible discipline when it comes to healing through this type of relationship. Because not everything is done on through a lack of discipline. You need to have a discipline or training and know what is deterrent or essentially punishment to you. So really the lack of tangible experience, tangible warmth from a covert narcissist is really where their chaos begins to unravel, and it creates a chaos in a relationship. Because if you do not have that need being met, then the body will kind of go into all sorts of fight or flight to satisfy that needs, and then the needs will become out of an indiscipline or in the subconscious mind, not really knowing what to do. A need is not being met, so a whole bunch of chaos. Oftentimes the defense mechanisms will shoot up in order to keep you on the course. In other words, fits of crying, fits of spending, fits of drinking, overeating, not knowing why you're unhappy. I don't know who I am. This whole feeling of depersonalization, of feeling lost. I don't have a goal. I feel lost. I don't know who I am. I feel I'm supposed to be doing something, but I don't have it. So you need a system, you need a structure, you need a positive new routine to really dispel this feeling of the calm indiscipline. You need to then counteract it with what I really feel is 30 days of discipline. In discipline of on a tangible sense, not just through the electronics, not just through the Kindle. I had a very beautiful viewer who said she went out and she has now discovered, after all the questions that we've been doing to uncover your inner I am, that which has been ignored. It's like going on a treasure hunt. It's very exciting to find who you are. It's finding that inner feeling which has been so numbed out or so ignoring. In other words, remember, if you know it's something, if you ignore something, it's going to go away. That's the whole problem with a covert narcissist. It's the lack of. It's creating the feeling that you are lack of important. You are lack of lovable. You are lack of being visible. You feel invisible. It's the lack of, the deficit of, the lack of discipline, the lack of structure, the lack of knowing, where do I want my life to be in 1 year, 2 weeks, 1 month, 2 years, 5 years, having a life game plan, because it's such a lack of discipline that the covert narcissist engages in. It's a lack of responsibility, a lack of accountability, a lack of verbalization, a lack of somatization, giving you these feelings. As we all know, it's a sense of entitlement, yet they will exploit others and the energies of others who kind of go scurrying around to try to figure out and be there at them at their beck and call. It's a very deep and profound experience to be a supply to a covert narcissist, and it's oftentimes takes years before you have detected that your needs are not being met, or to really even admit it, to have the courage, which is the feeling that you can, even in the face of adversity or fear, to rise up. And the beautiful thing with this viewer, she said that she has discovered through the questions, in other words, if someone did not think I was so crazy, I would really love to become. In her answer to herself, your accountability is to yourself. Her answer was, I am a writer. And she has always kind of felt that and gravitated to that, but she can't quite bring it to awareness. It's still in your subconscious mind. So the whole goal and the wonderful, amazing thing is to kind of unearth or energize that subconscious, because that's where your answers are going to arrive, but they're always in the form of an image. An image is powerful, just like you can have an image of Whitney Houston and her singing, you feel her energy. It is that tingling, that, oh my God, that's an amazing human. And then you have maybe resonated with her. Or you've seen great writers and you've seen how they've taken pen to paper. They might have gone into nature or had a wonderful writing desk. They might have had, an expensive pen, an expensive leather-bound notebook. They, had a story within them that they wanted to share with the world. And, then you resonate with that person. So she is like, I am a writer. And she went to her local bookstore and bought 3 books. And she shared with the channel that teller or that retail clerk on the other side of the transaction said, enjoy. And I was there in that moment with her. That clerk said, enjoy. And then she gathered up her little packages and she said, I am okay with being a book person. She had an aha moment. She had a new identity defining moment. I am a book person and I am okay with that. Hallelujah. Amen. Can I get a whoop whoop amen to that? Picking up that little bag and hearing the crinkle and feeling the weight of the books, and then her subconscious mind then took that opportunity to give her a defining moment and said, I am okay with being a book person. She then had a becoming moment. I am so excited and thrilled to hear that. Thank you so much for sharing your story. But it is that I'm talking about. It's the discipline that it takes, the action, the, putting, your pen to paper, your key to the ignition. I am going to the bookstore and I am researching in this part of the bookstore. I'm looking it up. And furthermore, I want you to get beyond Kindle. I want you to go to where you actually get physical book in hand. Call me old school. Call me, come to today's day and age. We're living in the electronic information age. I get that. But there is a special bond that you have with an actual piece of paper. That paper, which was once a tree, which absorbed the sunlight, which has been through weather and storms and animals walking by it and birds in its branches and flowers growing underneath it, the grasses, that has an energy and it has an energy vibration. You will hear me say energy a lot on this channel, and not that it's new agey, but it is a scientific quantum field fact that life is energy. You eat to consume energy. Calories are, types of calories. There's all different types of ways that you can ingest food, which is information. And it is so important for you to have that bond, that kinesthetic hug with a book and in your hands, where you can palpably feel it with your fingertips. If you go like this with your fingertips, you can feel something within your fingers. When you do that with a piece of paper, you can feel the energy. You can have a kind of a warmth. Your energy of your hand permeates through that book, and you develop to have a kind of a connection. You have a bond with that book where it is receiving the warmth of your hand. It warms up as it sits in your lap. It absorbs the warmth of the light, the light that you're sitting next to. And so you have a bond. You have sort of a deep connection, and you have a conversation with that book. Much like you develop a conversation with your laptop, you have a relationship there. It's your go-to place. I also want you to furthermore extend beyond the Kindle, and I want you to actually get that physical book and then go out and seek that. There's a muscle memory that is created. Just like when you type, you're going through a muscle memory. When you're, going to bat, you have a muscle memory. When you're going, with your foot and you're running and then you're making that soccer goal, you have a muscle memory. There's an eye-hand coordination. There is that force of will that takes you to the next level, which executes and culminates that vision. And you need to have that to overcome this indiscipline, this calm indiscipline of being ignored, of being invalidated or negatively validated, which is a huge term in psychology, which causes the anorexia, the bulimia, the post-traumatic stress syndrome, the feeling of sickness, of somatic health issues, where the stress induced. So many of our health issues today are stress related and stress caused. The improper eating, the stress that sends the high blood pressure, the diabetes, the eating of the simple sugars which break down into fat. You can no longer digest it. I mean, we are talking about there's so much in the subconscious mind that is either the ease or the disease of the human body, which you must be the humble and proud owner of. The body is the temple. Joseph Campbell, follow your bliss. Bliss is not to be, bliss is a joyful exuberance in the discipline it takes. And so one thing I really talk about in my book is POD thinking, positive orderly direction thinking, and positive orderly direction behavior. And that really what I feel is a 30-day discipline. You need to understand that then, because of the sort of lack of discipline or lack of structure, you need to kind of have a little bit of discipline. Not that you have to put a name or title on it, but you need to realize that habits get formed, made or broken in 30 days. Just like you hear about, if you want to quit smoking, you need to go the 30-day challenge. If you want to quit drinking, the first 30 days is the toughest, and then it gets easier because your physiology, your neurobiology is getting a chance to reset itself. And you need to realize and acknowledge, hallelujah, and have gratitude that you have a powerful engine, a powerful treasure within you, which is the subconscious mind, which has been created over millions of years. And that you are the inhabitant of that, all that information that has been stored, and all that ability, which is your instinct, for good, which is what you want to make and wake up here. Your instinct for good, not living in your instinct for danger or negative validation. Your instinct for abundance. Knowing that I'm going to go out and I'm going to get those books and I'm going to take charge of my thinking for 30 days. Your affirmations for 30 days. I am so grateful for. Say that for 30 days and allow the feeling to resonate, because your feelings will begin to resonate and expand and grow and become stronger in 30 days. Just like, if you are working your muscle, you're subconsciously saying, I can do it. You need to make that verbal and really develop that inner voice. What you say when you talk to yourself, a wonderful book. The words of Jesus Christ, I am the way and the light. I am the way and the light. Right? And you are also, and his disciples who had a discipline, were disciples of, to be a discipline of. Basically, that can also mean to the mastication and scourging of. In other words, there is a sense of punishment or trepidation if you do not follow that. In other words, the punishment is the negative feeling. The punishment is staying stuck. The punishment is the not having. The punishment is not being able to turn the heat up. The punishment is being in a state of disease and not being able to eat healthy. The punishment is living in ignorance. And they always say, if you think college is expensive, try ignorance. Try if you think, it's tough to, master your thoughts, well, then have someone master them for you and see where you get. You will get finding that you are then living your life according to the thoughts and blueprint of another and what they have for you versus what you have for yourself, and allowing that light to shine. Is it scary? Is it new? Yes. It's really, when you look at the fear of changing in the 30-day, changing your thoughts program, you need to stay with it for 30 days. In your recovery journal, part of your fun sections should be I am grateful for, and feeling that and speaking that while you're doing your basic things, your laundry, your driving, your waking up in the morning. I am so grateful for the soft feeling of these sheets. I'm so grateful for the down of this blanket. I'm so grateful for the softness of this pillow. I mean, this is not, for the rich only. I heard words by President Obama, which he always holds a place of presidential esteem in my mind because he is so eloquent and so presidential, just an amazing human being. If you look at on Netflix, the David Letterman interview, which he has on Netflix, and I'm just going to pull it up here real quick, but he made a statement that when a lot of the people who are ignored in life, they feel that the rich make all the decisions. Why don't you begin making all your decisions? It is a lack of discipline to think that only the rich make decisions. You make decisions. You have a decision-making power. And begin to understand, it's called My Next Guest. Needs no introduction with David Letterman. It's a great show on Netflix. And if you do not have Netflix, I would highly recommend you do it. It's like $9.99 a month. You can do it. Even my international viewers, you do have access to this wonderful. But he has a wonderful interview with President Obama. And he talks about, the feeling that those people who are unrepresented or unheard, the African Americans, those people who are impoverished, who feel that they have received their lack of human rights because of the color of their skin, yet they have an emotional spirituality and faith. Martin Luther King, I have a dream. Can you not say those words and begin to tear up? Can you not say those words and feel the pain that goes with that generation, with that race of people? How much emotional energy is built into that one statement? Your mind encodes that in an image. Yet there's so much more information, just like a library stack. If you were to go to the 600s in your library, you would see that huge amount of books. So it's kind of like that. Your mind has an image that you assign to that, that feeling. And so it is much like the quiet indiscipline of the narcissist. You have an image stored in your body of being ignored, of that person walking by you, not even greeting you, not saying hello, not giving you eye contact. That is stored in your subconscious mind, and it has depleted you of your I am energy and your identity. And Martin Luther King, I have a dream. I mean, just think of the discipline and the courage that it took for him to go and stand up and make that proclamation. I declare. Just as I want your discipline to be as strong and verbal and loud and clear with your mind, in your vision of your mind's eye, 100%. I am a Burke person. I am a writer. I am a healer. I am magnificent. I am inspiration. I am creative. I am a gourmet cook. I am fearless. I am a fearless gay. I am a fearless man. I'm a fearless woman. Whatever it is that you were shamed by, you need to get that out. You need to get it out of your subconscious mind 100%. Because it'll hide. That little bit of shame will hide. It'll keep you, stuck. It'll keep you not doing your recovery journal. It'll keep you not following up. It'll keep you from not putting the key in the ignition. It'll keep you from not getting out of bed. It'll keep you from not filling up on healthy foods when you go to the grocery store. It'll keep you from not showering. It'll keep you stuck. And every day you have the opportunity to embrace your I am and to take it to the next level. Look at how much this channel has grown. It is because my I am is becoming expansive. It is reaching people. People get it and they go, oh my God, you are right. It is my goal to help awaken those negative images and get them out. The best thing about the past is it is gone. You keep alive what you choose, and that is the quantum field you choose to keep alive. And then that quantum energy will then come to your rescue. The world will deliver. The world will deliver people, books, feelings, aha moments, solutions, better tonality, the way you want to speak. Perhaps you feel like you've always spoken with an accent and you feel that you don't want to have that accent. You want to have clear English. The world will deliver. The articulation, the globbles and diphthongs on your tongue will begin to enunciate, and you will rise up. You will embody that spirit of truth, your true I am, which has oftentimes been covered or buried for weeks, months, years, or decades. It is because of that image, the quiet indiscipline of the covert narcissist, which was that of ignoring and set up that chain reaction of feelings, thoughts, and behaviors and beliefs which were set within you, which are self-limiting beliefs. In other words, they were installed. Now it's time to deinstall them. And you need to give yourself 30 days of back-to-back consecutive discipline. In other words, training yourself to stay with it. Stay with that automatic writing in the morning. You will find, and also here's another one, if you want to really untap the power of your subconscious mind, ask yourself to remember your dreams when you wake up in the morning. And say, before I go to bed, I'm going to dream about my invention or my innovation or my solution or my I am. And I want to wake up with that answer. I want to remember my dreams. And then you will find when you wake up, you will remember your dreams. Your dreams, which are the subconscious mind, bringing forth the culmination of images the way that your mind can accept it, and it will give you the answer to your questions. The answers are within you. And so what does that mean? Should I follow up on my new product idea? Should I follow up on that intellectual property, that idea that I've been working on in my inventor's notebook? Should I do that? The answer is yes. Yes, you should. It gave me an image of what I needed to feel and know to be certain. The uncertainty has left me, and I know that the timing will be there. So the timing is right, and the right timing will present itself. So such is the idea of your dream and remembering your dream. And it will give you an image, but you need to write it down, and you need to begin to have faith in that image part of yourself, oftentimes which was shut out when you were ignored, when you were betrayed, when you were walked by, when you were treated as a less than person, when you were treated as invisible, when you were treated as not worthy, when you were treated with scolding words, which permeated your neurology with "you are horrible, you are impossible, you are horrific, you have hair like a rat's nest, you have this, you are incredible, you are unbelievable." Those feelings that you were told were commands, you were unbelievable. Those were trying to keep you stuck, almost on the edge of death. People who watch this channel, who have post-traumatic stress syndrome, who feel like they cannot leave their house. They have tormenting images and feelings shutting through their neurology. This is serious. It is my passion to help those who have been abused as children, who have been physically abused, emotionally abused, tyrannized, told that they are not good enough, told that they were bad, that they were terrible, that their hair was a rat's nest, that they must, that they were horrible, and that they were smacked physically in the face, smacked physically on the shoulders, burned with cigarettes, whatever they were told, and scolded again and again, and punished for being the very living, creative creature that they were. Not given support, nurturing, and acknowledgement, not giving the loving words, telling them how beautiful they were. It really hurts me and it pains me when viewers tell me that they were not loved as children, that they were not told that they were a beautiful human being, loving human being that they were. It brings tears to my eyes to hear that.